Hello everybody and welcome back. I am KRX and we are continuing as Muscovy in this beginner's tutorial to EU4. And we are doing pretty well. We've beat up Novgorod and we've beat up the Great Horde. You can see that we have a lot of diplomatic claims, right? Or a lot of sort of reasons to go to war, a lot of justification to go to war with Kazan. And we still have a lot of reasons to go to war with Novgorod, but there is a truce with Novgorod. Kazan right now has a large alliance network, but they are in a war. This is good. This is good. They're in a war. Okay. Now, it's not a particularly scary or threatening war. It definitely looks like a war that, for the most part, is going to be easily won. Oh, wait a second. There's a few things to think about here. There's a few interesting things to potentially think about with this. But for the most part, that looks like it's going to be mostly a one war from Crimea and Kazan. But this could sort of help break apart some of the likeliness that Crimea would join a war, or that Kazan's allies will want to defend them or something. So we'll have to see if them being in a war will destabilize things in that region. We'll have to see on that. Anyways, what I wanted to say though, guys, is of course, not a tutorial for Muscovy, except for just a tutorial to play the game, right? We are just learning how to play Europa Universalis 4. We have a lot of money. We're making some good money. We're not paying for our troops right now because we're at peace. We have that truce with Novgorod, so we're waiting to attack them. Poland and Lithuania have teamed up in sort of a personal union situation. Denmark still controls all of Scandinavia, and that's creating a sort of a big blob of enemies that we're sort of rubbing up against right now. Livonian Order is a potential opportunity for expansion. We've thought about that. There's some little nations in here that we could beat up as well, but we've kind of let them just kind of exist for now so far, but maybe we should do something about them. I don't know, because maybe Poland will do something about them if we don't. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Keep in mind, though, guys, we are, of course, a few episodes into this series, right? So the playlist is down below where you can basically start watching from the beginning. So I know YouTube is really, really strange. Sometimes YouTube, recommends videos, way out of order. Just random people sometimes will be watching episode 7, and it's like, well, that doesn't really make sense, right? We've built up to this. We've created a foundation. We're playing the game in a thematic sense, and we're teaching the game and flowing through the different concepts, right? We're not isolating the different mechanics in the game because it doesn't make sense to do that. Everything in this game is so intertwined with each other that we're learning it in a rhythm, in a pathway, right? So we're following a pathway to learning the systems in this game, and we're learning new concepts as they become relevant, as we build the context for those new concepts. So starting from the beginning makes sense if you're trying to learn the game, right? And it all comes down to your basically what the goal is, I guess, of looking up a tutorial. If you're really trying to learn the game and learn the process to play the game and to be able to play the game yourself and make your own decisions with other nations, with any nation you want, you kind of need to learn the fundamentals, and that's what we're trying to teach here. You could easily just watch a tutorial about Spain and just follow A, B, C and just do what they do, and just there you go, you know how to play Spain. But then you go to play France, and what do I do? But what we're doing is we're just teaching the process, right? We're looking for opportunities. We're looking for diplomatic opportunities. We're looking for conquest opportunities. We're just dissecting the ecosystem that we exist in. And every country is in a different ecosystem. Every country is, well, part of an ecosystem. Okay, here we go. In fact, it looks like actually, in a big way, we just discovered a new system. Speaking of learning things sort of in an evolving sense, right? And not just going through and reading things off just nonchalantly, but we're actually learning of a new system here. Government reform progress. Now we're going to get government reform progress either way, but we can actually click on this government reform button, which we haven't talked about at all, right? And we can see that we're at 75 out of 100. And as we get this up to 100, we can actually start working our way down this government reform, getting these different benefits and customizing our government. Right now it looks like we have Russian Principality, but we can add on to that a tier 2 and tier 3 and so on and so forth. So we're close to getting to tier 2. You can see here that this is reducing unrest and increasing government capacity, which is good, governing capacity, and also getting us some national tax money. All good stuff, all good stuff. So it looks like we're getting some reforms here. We can let us reform. We can get some morale of armies. With this could be, here's the thing that I actually want to think about. This actually reminds us, 10% morale of armies. You know what we could do? We noticed that attacking Kazan, okay, attacking Kazan would lead to a pretty even fight. It'd be a very bloody war. Attacking Kazan, Uzbek, Crimea, a bunch of different countries would join in on that. But here's the interesting thing. we might need to compare our army quality. We might have a significantly better army than them. We've got a military technology. They might not have that military technology. That's a big boost. This is going to give us an extra 10% morale of armies as well. That could be a big boost. Or we could actually reform to be more like Novgorod and boost trade efficiency. That's kind of tempting. I mean, it's nice to get trade efficiency, but I think this extra morale might actually help us basically overtake militarily, quality-wise, discipline-wise, so to speak. Just discipline in a sense, not the literal sense of the stat in the game, but in terms of just like our troops just being more disciplined and not fleeing battle, right? Having more morale means they fight harder, they fight longer. We have 3.9 morale. That is huge. This early in the game, that is pretty monstrous. Let's pay for the army. Let's go to army quality, okay? We've looked at armies. We've just compared us to our rivals all the time, right? We understand because they have the 18,000 troops. That's not insignificant by any means, right? But what might be more important here is why would this be? I'm a little confused. That's really weird that apparently you need a DLC to look up army quality comparison. I don't get that at all. But what we could see here at least is they don't have the military technology. So we know they don't have the military technology. They probably just didn't get that event that gave them 10% more morale. These guys are significantly lower morale than us. I mean, I'm talking like by a margin of maybe 25-30% reduced, like below us, or more maybe, or more. They're also in a war right now, so they are slightly distracted with that war. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to be winning this or losing this. Looks like for now they're winning it, but there's a few countries down here fighting to sort of hold on to that. It looks like Razan is also going to come down here and help out in Crimea potentially as well. It's hard to say. It looks like Crimea is definitely going to win that, but I don't know. If these Kazan troops march down here and then we declare on them, that could be really interesting. I don't know if they're going to do that, though. Kazan only has one fort right on the edge, and they are paying for it. They are paying the price to maintain it. So we will be blocked by that somewhat. We at least know that Crimea's troops are down here, right? They have 7,000 troops down here. We could try to sneak in and sit on their capital and try to sort of block them and get them out of the war quickly. That could be an interesting strategy, just to kind of swoop in on them really fast. Maybe with these 8,000 troops, just move over there quick. I'm going to reorganize our dudes a little bit. 5,000 guys, huh? And I think what we're going to do is we're going to send... man, we need 9,000 if we're going to go do that, though. Okay, let's keep 2,000. Let's get a stack of 10,000 down here with 2 cavalry. So they'll have a little bit of punch. Cavalry basically do a lot of damage. The infantry do the bulk of the fighting, and then the cavalry kind of just swoop in and just can do a big sort of blow there. It looks like Kazan is actually working their way down. There's also some separatists over here that the troops are going to have to sort of like avoid, I guess, dance around, I guess. Kazan is working their way down, though, so that should actually give us the opportunity to swoop in initially. We're going to need 9,000 troops to siege that, to start things off. I mean, we could just grab 4,000 here and bring them up and have these 10,000 stand on Kazan. That only gives us these 8,000 to float around, though. We have 6,000. We have the 6,000 mercs, and hopefully, what we'll try to do is we'll try to get like Perm and our vassals to group up on the mercs again and have those mercs just running around engaging armies. I think that is going to be kind of our goal. Okay, well, we can get a diplomatic technology. No, let's do that quickly before the institution penalty gets too high. And once that gets to like 10%, we're going to have to deal with that, right? We're going to have to actually deal with the institution. But right now, we're just kind of ignoring it. I think we give them more general. We don't let them go down there alone. We get 10,000, or they're going to rush down to Crimea, and the goal in doing this is going to be to try to get Crimea to want to get out of the war, right? We're going to try to want to get Crimea out of the war. They're at 7% to siege that. That's going to be bad. Because if they siege that, then they're going to be alleviated basically from that position. Because we want this war to kind of last a while and sort of, you know, take a certain amount of time. Okay, let's pull this guy back. Sweden, you're going to have to wait till later, dude. We need a diplomat. We need it now. What does the war against Kazan look like now? Does Crimea still want to join? They have war exhaustion. They're probably going to be building that. They will join. You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's just get it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's make the war goal for this province here because it'll be easy to take. So we'll be able to get a ticking war goal if we set it for this province. Veda something. There we go. Okay. So that'll be the war goal. And then we'll quickly move to Kazan and start sieging that down. If Kazan falls, we can even play a little bit more of a defensive strategy probably at that point. We don't have to take everything in this war. We don't have to completely get an unconditional surrender. We can win it sort of a half measure, and that'll be fine. But man, they have built up. They have more troops than us. This is definitely a tricky war. We don't have to take this war, but what else are we going to do? We could go beat up Livonian Order, but that gives us... This is our missions. This is our ambition. You know what I mean? Novgorod, we can't attack them for 7 more years, so we might as well spend that 7 years doing something. Here we go. Let's go. We have a good economy. Everything's looking pretty good right now. You guys just go directly in Kazan. We'll have you do that. We'll have these guys swoop down. As soon as we get the military access here, which might be a day before this happens. Let's ask for military access through... Oh no, because they're rival to us. You're not going to do this. Great Horde will give it to us. Great Horde will give it to us. So let's ask for it from the Great Horde. Or do we have it anyways? No, because essentially if the enemy can get access, then we can get access. Let's move. Let's move to Crimea's capital. We're going to sit there and try to get Crimea to want to leave the war, essentially. We're going to just blitzkrieg them, basically. Let's mark the mercs over here to let everybody consolidate on the merc army. But our vassals are also swarming, so hopefully that'll be good. And I'm almost tempted to let the vassals just do whatever they want. But I don't know if I trust them to do something intelligent. We're going to lose prestige. That's not good. Prestige does tie into morale. So we've lost some morale from that. It looks like we have the military tech advantage on all these countries, though. Uzbek? No, Uzbek has tech 4. So Uzbek's troops are on par with ours. Perm has a 3-star general. They have a 4-6-4-2. That is insane. So this is like a really good stack. If this guy groups up with us, that's going to be amazing. Yep, he's grouped up. He's consolidated with us. That's going to be a really, really good fighting force right there. Alrighty. I think we are going to basically be able to sort of carpet siege Kazan here, because it looks like it's going to be a while before anybody shows up. I don't know if Kazan is fleeing right now or what's going on exactly. Our vassals are kind of swooping in here. We're sieging down the actual main primary fort. It looks like we have a stack of guys that are sort of teaming up with the mercs there. 3,000 added from Perm. These guys are going to go sit on Crimea, right? And once they do that, they might actually sort of exhaust Crimea and make Crimea want to leave the war. Crimea is down here at 28% chance to siege this. We can just click on that province. I can see that there's 9,000 Crimean troops sitting here. I just know that because I see little swipey bits here, and then that kind of tells me there's a war going on. There's occupations happening. There's land getting thrown back and forth. I can click on Crimea and see, okay, they're at war with these guys. That looks like their color right there, the teal color of the swipes, right? So they're probably somewhere around here, and I can hunt for them and see, okay, there's their troops there. Actually, what's going on here exactly? Kazan's actually down here. They're actually doing a little bit of a carpet siege. Kazan's actually got 5,000 guys down here. We're going to be careful of these 10,000. That is something we definitely need to be careful of. What is this? Okay, it looks like those guys are actually coming up here to try to... Some of these dudes are fleeing their own country, trying to actually siege this area down. We don't want to compete with the AI on sieging down Kazan, but it's unlikely that that would hold. We have this mission over here. I just want to double check. Okay, that's the Muscovy one. We know about that. We don't need that right now. We have a lot of gold. which is interesting. So I kind of want to check on our technology progress, because once we get churches, we'll probably be able to, we'll build these probably right away, but we just don't have the admin points, right? We don't have the admin points. We've made our general into a ruler because our heir is much stronger, but yeah, this is a little bit of a tricky situation here, it looks like. We're sitting on Crimea, however. I don't know if this means that Crimea is going to want to get out of the war or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open up the war goal, go to, and I'm looking here and I'm quickly seeing what's their enthusiasm look like. Because if Crimea's enthusiasm was medium, they'd probably just want to get out of here. They're dealing with another war. They're just not interested in things. They have occupied and besieged provinces, minus 32. So this actually tells us that they have an overall higher war enthusiasm there. We can go here and we can see they're only about 24 away, right? They're detecting the fact that the length of war and the Allied war and that stuff is definitely, but they are detecting the fact that we've besieged some of their land here. And what I'm tempted to do is leave 1,000 guys there, because I don't know, that looks like it's going to be a while. And we could try to carpet siege them super quickly and just sort of blitz them down, blitzkrieg style, as we were saying before. We have a lazy diplomat right here. We have one diplomat that seems to have buttered this guy up to the maximum of plus 200. I'm just noticing over here. So this guy here, plus 200. Cool. Awesome. Let's actually pull this guy back and start working on another. Let's start working on this guy. Making him happy. We still have another diplomat we can do. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. Are we in war with Uzbek as well? We are at war with Uzbek as well. There's definitely a lot of troops. This is not a great war. We don't have a huge amount of manpower. This is a little tricky. A little tricky. We do need just Kazan to fall. That's going to be a key here. I'm going to come here and I'm going to detach siege a bunch of times. I just want to sort of break this up into just a bunch of little pieces. We're going to hit V to drop one guy here. Now it's 8,000 selected. Send him to there. Drop one. 7,000 selected. Move him to here. Drop one. Move him to here. Drop one. Hitting V to do that as a hotkey. And there we go. Okay, we're going to just swing around here. And basically, hopefully, fingers crossed, but as we sort of sweep over the country of Crimea, hopefully we'll be able to actually get them out of the war. Okay, here we have an event, the last jousting tournament. This one's actually pretty cool because it gives us an extra 10% morale, gives us army tradition, 1 per year, which is really good, in yearly prestige for a little bit of admin, a little bit of ducats. Admittedly, we have the ducats. The admin does cost us something of value, right? But I think we are going to grab that to get the morale. You know, there's actually, we're going to pause in the middle of the war here. I'm just going to pause for a second because I'm thinking actually, a couple things going on here. We have a new government reform that just happened. We just hit 100 here. So we can actually use this to up one of these things. We can either get more national manpower or we can actually get more national tax modifier. Right now we need the manpower, but long term we might actually want the tax. Land force limit, because I think eventually we're going to get some big manpower modifiers. Having more manpower is always kind of neat. It's always kind of neat. Right now we're doing well economically. Okay, let's just get the manpower. We need more manpower. This is going to be forever. We're customizing our government, right? I'm just hitting this tab. This just tells us, hey, you can enact a new government reform. This bar is filled up. We can see what fills this bar up. It says we get, you gain about 0.7 every month due to this, this, and this, right? So this is just sort of going up over time as we rule our nation, as we move through history. This is going up, and we can now reform our government. And we're going to strengthen the noble privileges. Get some extra manpower recovery there. Or total manpower modifier there. But I'm kind of wondering, actually, right? If we can't seize we can't seize land while at war. But if we actually got this up to 40%, we could actually try to slot in monthly administrative power +1. We could actually try to get some of these monarch points. Now that we know what these monarch points are and how good they are and how powerful they are and how little we have and how many we need, we could try to actually slot them in. I'm actually kind of curious. How are we doing on technology? We have Tech 4, Tech 3 for Kazan, Tech 4 for Uzbek. Okay, so that's not like super decisive or anything. Okay, they're going to move to there. That's okay. These guys aren't sieging this. There's a little symbol right here. Little red symbol right there. It says we do not have enough people on this to siege it. If we click on Crimea, we can see we need 9,000 to siege that. But just standing there actually will just standing there will actually sort of discourage Crimea from wanting to sort of be in the war. We're going kind of slow here. Let's go back up to speed 2. Or speed 3, sorry. I'm really keeping an eye on this because we don't want to be sort of... Yeah, we got 9,000 from Kazan down here. Okay. I'm kind of curious. Okay, how are you feeling? Crimea's feeling medium. Crimea's feeling medium. It's possible we could sort of get them out of here now. It's possible, but it's going to be touchy. They still have 9,000 sitting here. They're going to get the siege soon. If we can get all of these little sieges here, we might be able to sort of just get them out. We need to last another like 30 days. Just give me another 30 days here, game. They got it. Okay, they got that one. I don't know if they're going to attack into us here. Let's move back around. Let's try to see if we can sneak this one, and we might be able to just get them out. We have 18,000, almost 20,000 dudes there. We're still working on Kazan itself. Let's group these guys up, and let's play a little bit more defensively. We have the bulk of the provinces that we need. Yeah, let's just play a little bit more defensively here. And then down here, we'll continue to play a little aggressively. But we're kind of lucky that they're just skating by us, but they are looking to come up. They look like they're trying to reconsolidate themselves here for maybe a big battle or something. Okay, that's not good. That's this right here, this movement right here is not good. Crimea, how you feeling, dude? Okay. They are at 58 out of 58, so they are looking to leave the war. They are looking to leave the war. See, it says 58 reasons to leave, 58 reasons to stay. That's with a white piece. If we take this siege, they will leave. If we hold on for another month, they will leave. We just have to hold on. Okay, they should leave. They should leave. There we go. Let's get them out of here. We just white pieced them. All I did was white piece them. I didn't take anything. We didn't have any justification to take anything. Because we didn't siege their fort. We didn't siege their capital. They don't really care about all this little stuff. They care about it in terms of war exhaustion, but they don't really care about it in terms of, like, they know it's not valuable land. They know we just swooped in there and did what we did. They're not dumb. But at the same time, they really didn't want to deal with it either, so. Okay, we're at 0% with Kazan. We do need that to fall. If that falls, that's going to open up our movement through here, let us to consolidate our troops a little bit more. Luckily, we have these 10,000 guys swooping back over and in. Now, what I could do is I could actually move our leader over here just to kind of have that general standing by in case something happens. Crimea is out of the war, though, so we just actually got about 10,000 enemy troops to just bow out, essentially. Just sort of bow out there. Kazan's actually getting sieged by a number of dudes. These guys are kind of trying to de-siege it. It doesn't look like they're trying to engage our troops at all. That is 12,000 guys right there moving up into Perm. 12,000 dudes moving to Perm. We really do need this fort to fall so that these guys can all move up and we can start to move around a little bit more fluidly. 28%, we didn't get it there. We got another 28% chance here in a second. Do we have our siege guy? We do not have a siege guy. Is this guy a siege guy? No, we don't have any siege generals. All right, we can check here. No siege pips on our generals. We could try to roll a general, maybe get lucky. What the heck? Let's roll a general. See if we can get a sieger. Nope, that guy's not good. I'm just gonna get rid of that guy. Like a 0-1-3-0. Not what we're looking for right now. Okay, I think we want to try to bring these guys. There will be no battle here. No battle here. No X's. No battle. We're gonna get these guys to move back to get a little bit closer around Kazan because we might need to defend Kazan. We might need to defend Kazan if they try to dogpile on it. Looks like they're just happy with de-sieging a lot of this stuff. Hopefully we get this 28%. I think we could even go up to speed 4 if we wanted to, as we're mostly just kind of waiting for this fort to fall, defending sort of the position here. Our subjects are kind of just flailing around here. Nope, we didn't get it again. We didn't even get any progress on it. Not a good battle. Not a good battle. How are these guys allowed to move from here to here? But, okay. Let's try to just regroup dudes up here. Oh no. Not good, not good. There was an engagement here. We do have a general. It is against Kazan. Kazan still has that lower military tech. So that means that our troops are like immediately have way more morale, way more military tactics. This is good. We're also the defenders. We caught them. We're the defender. We can reinforce with those 10,000 there. These guys have been sort of unleashed. These dudes are locked in there. We can get that good engagement. We can try to move up here. We could actually go defend Perm's actual capital. That could be a good defensive battle here in the forests, I think. Yeah, it's a forest. So there is a good defensive bonus for that. That was a good battle down here. Oh, those guys got wiped out. Those 8,000 troops really did just get hammered right there, though. Looks like they might be retreating to here. I don't know. Where are they going? Are they going up? Because we could try to engage them while they're sort of low morale, right? Oh, that's a battle I wasn't quite looking forward to. That's in the woods. We are going to be reinforcing that, but it might be... I don't think it's going to be too late. We did get there in time, but kind of a tricky battle. Kind of a tricky battle there. We have won the war. Okay, we have decisively won the war. We just need to kind of siege down Kazan here. Woo! Okay, guys. The war, I think, is won. We've won the decisive battles. We have Kazan's only fort. I don't believe they have another one. No. It's going to be very unlikely for us to actually get Uzbek out. We'd have to go sit on Uzbek, and I don't know if they'd really be that interested in leaving the war. Even if we sat on them. I don't know if they'd be that interested. As the war goes on and on, they'll just want to get out on their own. We're certainly in a huge manpower hole. We have 12,000 men as a deficit. That's not good. I think we're going to take a quick pause here. Thanks everybody for watching. Of course, there's a playlist link down below so you can sort of catch up, start from the beginning. I should have said that. I should say that at the beginning of the episode so people that accidentally get here. Because obviously no one's going to watch the episode if they haven't already sort of been watching, following along. Guys, thank you so much everybody for hanging out. We're doing war. We've won the war against Kazan. We forced Crimea out of the war quickly by blitzkrieging them. We still have Uzbek that is defending, right? We have a big giant Uzbek over here and a Chagatai. These guys are essentially defending Kazan's honor, but and they're making it harder for Kazan to want to peace out because Kazan's thinking, hey, Uzbek is helping me because Chagatai is helping me. So we got to convince those guys to leave the war. We got to convince those guys to leave the war probably if we're going to want to take a big chunk from Kazan. I don't know. We might make this a little bit more peaceful of a war. Not peaceful, but a smaller peace deal since our negative manpower is really going to be a big issue, right? We don't have troops to reinforce the lines. We're kind of we kind of need to rest a little bit, and we got Novgorod War in about 5 years, so it'd be good to kind of prepare for that. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode.